How could an 11-year-old girl just vanish, leaving a hole in her mother's heart?
What do you miss most about Bethany?
Everything. I miss so much about her. You have to remember she was only 11. So she's 11 to me. That's who she is.
Bethany disappeared in the middle of a contentious custody battle between her parents. Larry Markowski claims he took Bethany to the mall, took a nap in his van, and when he woke up, she was gone.
Have you developed an official suspect?
No one has been charged in Bethany's disappearance.
Persons of interest?
Because we don't know where she is, anybody could be a person of interest.
Have you been able to clear Jonnie or Larry in Bethany's disappearance?
We have no evidence to suggest that Jonnie was involved in Bethany's disappearance. With regard to Larry, there are investigative steps that we took early on in this investigation and continue to take to this day.
Special Agent Ferguson says there's simply no evidence to charge Larry with anything, and they haven't ruled out a stranger abduction. Crime Watch Daily wanted to get Larry's side of the story, so I drove to his remote farmhouse in Tennessee looking for answers.
As a dad, I don't even comprehend this allegation towards Larry that he's indifferent towards Bethany's disappearance. We're going to see if that's a fair assessment or not. We'll off to Larry's right now and see if he'll talk to us. Hi, Jason Mattera with Crime Watch Daily. Is Larry here?
The bathtub right now.
Okay, we're here. Thank you. So Larry's taking a bath. We just caught him while he hopped in the bath. And hopefully he comes out and we can have a chat with him.
And as I waited on the front porch for him to come out,
Is that a gunshot?
what just happened?
Did you guys hear that? Yeah. I mean, how could you not hear that, right?
It was probably one of the neighbors shooting a rifle. Finally, Larry Markowski comes to the door and speaks in his first on-camera interview about the disappearance of his daughter.
Larry, how you doing?
Doing good. How are
Jason
you?
Mattera with Crime Watch Daily. We're doing a story on Bethany's disappearance,
Okay.
and you're the last one to be seen with her. Tell us what happened.
Well, I picked her up on Friday, went to Arkansas. And the whole time we was there, we was up all night. We visited and everything else. We came back to my house in Gleason. Well, she wanted to go back to the mall in Jackson to go to Claire's in the game room. So we got to the mall, I think it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I stretched out on the back seat of the van. It wasn't about 30 minutes later I went in, I couldn't find her. I went out to the mall, I looked for her everywhere. I couldn't find her.
The police, and to be fair, they haven't named you as a person of interest or a suspect. They won't.
Oh yeah,
won't
they
say-
have too.
Well, they
They
told
have
you?
too. Oh yes, they have.
You heard him say it. He says detectives told him he's a suspect. With that, Bethany's dad takes a quick smoke break, but comes right back to face the heat.
They said that you haven't shown any interest, that you were even indifferent
Okay, well, let me
about
tell you something,
Bethany's
sir.
disappearance.
They've got a podcast going saying that I'm a mean villain of a human being.
We heard from both from Jonnie and from law enforcement that you were disinterested, indifferent, apathetic about the disappearance, and that you haven't shown the same level of passion or put as much resources into trying to find Bethany
All
over
right.
these 17
Well, that's
years.
not true.
In fact, Larry Markowski tells me he actually tried to go on national television in a desperate move to help find his little girl.
I was going to go on the Montel Williams show. I was called right over to my brother's house, and TBI told me not to do it. Right after Bethany disappeared because he said it would jeopardize the case. Give me just a minute.
Sure.
He ducks back into the house.
Hope Larry comes back.
A minute later, he returns with the photo album.
I've got pictures right up within a month of Jonnie taking off with Bethany. And this ain't all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Bethany's baby books. I've got her first baby shoes. That's Bethany Christmas Day. That was a month before. That's my oldest daughter, Jenny. They said I always dyed my hair. They tried to say I dyed my hair and went to the mall with sunglasses and I pulled this big old scheme is what they said.
We did hear that.
I've never dyed my hair.
No, but we saw the pictures of the jet black hair.
What my hair? What color is that hair?
Doesn't look jet black.
But it's black.
So you're saying you didn't dye your hair
No, sir.
jet black and was walking
sir.
around the mall with sunglasses?
No, sir.
Remember that podcast where Larry's friend Harold claimed he was going to dump his van at the Mexico border?
He said to me, he said, well, why? I'm going to take my van down to the port of Mexico and leave it down there, and you can have it. You just come get it. It'll be yours.
So you listen to the podcast?
Well, she does, and then she
tells
yeah.
you. One thing that came out that was certainly eyebrow-raising is a conversation you allegedly had with your friend Harold, that you wanted to abscond to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to drive the van to Mexico, and then Harold, you were going to give him the van as payment.
I'm a truck driver. I drove all 48 states of Canada. If I was going to go to Mexico, wouldn't I not left Little Rock and went to Mexico? And I dang sure wouldn't have took my van down there and called my so-called buddy Harold to come and get the van. Nothing was ever said like that. It's a witch hunt, and it's a pack of lies is what they're saying.
And what about that mysterious woman in the police sketch who reportedly tried to enroll Bethany in school?
The woman resembled someone on your side of the family. These are accusations, and I don't know where the truth lies, but did you hear that?
The woman looked like Johnny's mother.
What do you think happened?
I have no idea. If they don't have her, then somebody took her.
Do you think she's still alive?
Yes, I do. I've never felt that anything else. I believe somebody has her, and I believe she's going to come home. Just like J.C. Dugard, I follow stuff. I don't care how they smear me. All I care about is my daughter. I love my daughter with all my heart.
For the record,
You,
Larry Markowski, had no involvement in Bethany's disappearance.
Absolutely not.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting Larry to not only come to the door, but have a conversation with us for that long. He responded to all the different allegations, very serious allegations against him. He didn't seem like he was manufacturing these answers. They seemed authentic. But then again, Bethany's still missing. So what happened to Bethany?
We've had hundreds of sightings, reported sightings of Bethany, and they were all vetted, and none were her.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children created this age progression photo of what Bethany might look like today. She would be 28 years old if she's still alive, something her mother, Jonnie, still believes with all her heart.
It's so hard for me to believe that it's going to end like this. It's not going to end like this. Bethany's going to come home.
Now, we want to hear from you. Whose story do you believe, Bethany's mother or father? Sound off right now on our Facebook page. And if you know anything about Bethany's disappearance, you're asked to call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The number is 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.